Happy New Year, everybody! Hope that you guys had a good start into 2017. And yeah, 2016 was not really the most pleasant year, I suppose, but still, the new year is here, and I have actually a game that is quite interesting to kick the year off, the Heroes of the Storm year, of course. We have a Team League match, and to the right side you can already see the red team consists of a lot of Swedes, a lot of good players, and it's a full 5-man stack, whereas to the left side we have a 2- and 3-man stack playing together here on Dehaka, here on Towers of Doom. We have Aquintos, we have Skorfgard playing Artanis, David on Vala, Zach on Asmodan, and AD Sad on Malfurion. And to the right side, it's Surius on Abathar, Zico on Stitches, Smexy on Tyrande, Squawknix on Zeratul, and Rask is playing Jaina. And already you can see that we have a Stitches Tyrande comp, and we all know what that's famous for. Exactly that. Stitches Tyrande with a hook and stun combo, and immediately the Jaina is there to drop the quick and deadly Blizzard. Well done here on the side of the red team. This is definitely going to be a pretty fun match to kick things off in the new year. I can already promise you that much. It's going to be a really entertaining match, and that's exactly what we're looking for here right now. So once again, I hope that you had a good New Year's Eve, and well, we all know that 2016 was a bit of a weird year, but 2017 is going to be absolutely fantastic, especially for Heroes of the Storm esports. We already know that HGC is going to start soon, and of course, here on the channel, we're also going to have a lot of Heroes of the Storm content for you. At this point, already we're seeing up at the top lane a bit of a battle happening too, as Quacknix is going straight for Dehaka. There's going to be action all over the place in this game, especially with the Abathar combo. And Aquintos is, I think, overestimating his chances a little bit. Quacknix taking him down here. Abathar support is something that you should never underestimate. In the meantime, the action also continues in the middle of the map. We're seeing Artanis getting a little bit of assistance from Zac on his Asmodan, but Artanis himself getting hooked here. Zico with another golden hook there and making sure that he gets the kill secured. On this map, of course, when we're talking about the Stitches and Tyrande comp, we can already expect that they are going to attempt to snipe as many targets as possible. The kill count at this point in time is already indicating exactly that, 3 against 0. And especially that Tyrande as being part of the composition can be really annoying here, trying to interrupt the channels on the altars. And talking altars, we have a triple altar on the map already. And once again, up to the top, Dehaka seems to be in trouble here. The hook by Zico, well done here. A good kill, and it couldn't come at a better time, just before those altars are being active. So also level 4 has been taken by the Spanish team, yeah, of course. The Swedish team. It's basically the Spains of the North. So yeah, they have a talent advantage for a little bit longer. Nice interrupt attempt against Abathar. Stitch is dying in the meantime, but Abathar still getting the channel through. Looks like Artanis didn't have his E up to swap with Zeratul here. That would have been more or less a confirmed kill. You're also seeing up to the top, Artanis getting interrupted. That's why Tyrande is excellent here. Surith taking a very active part on the map. He's all over the place, of course, but in this case he was a little bit too far out, trying to actually soak with his body. It's one of the things that you should always do when you're playing with Abathar. You should really watch the minimap and make sure that you body soak on lane. It's one of the big advantages that you have in your team with an Abathar composition. When we're talking about the talents, on the other hand, one of the things that I really want to point out real quickly is that we actually see Artanis with Seasoned Marksman. He's currently at 4 stacks here, so he's playing a bit more of a bruiser style, especially since they also have Dehaka in their composition, so 2 frontliners for them. Quacknix up at the top on a lot of pressure, but able to retreat to the well, and could not try and turn this around. We're seeing down to the bottom of the map, on the other hand, still a bit of a play against Dehaka, who's not having a good game so far. Good dodge by him, but Smexy is ready for the stun and the kill. Job well done here. Up at the top lane, Quacknix finds himself in a bit of trouble, but is at least for now able to retreat once again. So Artanis, when you look at it, he's currently going into the shield battery. Also want to highlight that One Who Collects has been taken by Dehaka, which is like the talent that you should go for. Every now and then you see a hero stalker being played, but that usually depends highly on your composition. It's probably the talent that's best for ARAMs, but if you're playing a normal match, then One Who Collects during the laning phase is just providing you way too much sustain, so it's a pretty fantastic talent to take. The one thing that I personally find a little bit odd, if you watch my streams and you know that's talent that I personally hate the most, is Creed of the Hunter. Probably one of the shittiest talents on Vala that you can take on level 4. In this case, they want to have a little bit more auto attack damage, God knows why. They don't really need it. Vala is already paying with their life for it. And this is actually a talent where I was for a long time really thrown off, because especially on the North American server, when you're looking at normal games that are being played there, and a lot of public games, you see Creed of the Hunter taking a lot. And at some point, I really started to doubt myself, and I was just like, am I wrong on this? Is this talent really as bad as I think it is, or not? And I talked with a lot of the ranged assassins in the European scene about it, and basically they all agree as well that it's probably the worst talent you can take here. So in this case, Punishment would have offered a lot more Creed of the Hunter, a talent that needs a long time until it finally gets value, and during that time you need to expose yourself way more than you usually want to. So especially in the early stage of the game, you're pretty weak with that. You can't just simply poke from a distance. And especially on this map, that can be a big tool, or you don't get the value with the poke. Nice hook by Zico again. Zeratul, on the other hand, dying, so once again, seeing a kill for the blue team, but Artanis is going to fall eventually. There's still one ult to be taken, though, and Zeratul will be back in just another 10 seconds, and during all of this, Suris is, of course, body soaking down at the bottom of the map, and is currently trying to make sure that he is getting a slight leading experience for his team, which at this point results actually in an entire level. So now that Zeratul is back, they're starting to make their play for the altar again, and I actually like that they're delaying it here, because they know that Azmodan is the opponent's well, the helping hand of Zico here, of course, a little bit of troll style. They know that Azmodan is here, so Azmodan can always interrupt. They wait for 5. Once again, Zico is just like trolling them over. But with Stitches being in position, you know that Malfurion is going to have trouble if he really tries to go through with the channel. So that is going to be a little bit awkward. At the same time, we have for Azmodan, of course, also the Sieging Wrath taken, and he's already at 18 hits. 6 minutes into the game, I guess if he would have been a little bit more lucky with his globes, he could already be a bit farther ahead with that talent. But of course, the damage bonus that you get once you complete the 25 is pretty significant. And Azmodan in this map is actually pretty fantastic. Like, it's a really good hero. You can interrupt the channels of your opponent, you can split push the opposite lanes with your trade. Azmodan can get a lot of value on games on Towers of Doom. And for now, Quacknix actually still trying to poke a little bit. Teams are fighting over that altar still. The setup for Tyrande. Here's the ring and the hook as well. Great combo. Level 10 versus level 9. That extra talent, the heroic ability, is of course a huge game changer. And this is just something that wasn't available for the blue team yet. Infernal Globe has been picked up on 7. The Death Dealer as a talent for Vala has by now also been taken. Talking Vala, by the way, she's currently on 15 stacks. She needs 100 in total. We're having Artanis killed up to the top here with Quacknix contributing a bit, but especially those hooks on Stitches. This is basically a huge magnet for the opponent's team. It's a bit of a, at this point, I would say even a noob trap. Like, if you go in there, you need to know that Stitches is going to hook you. So they're just keeping that up. I can't completely understand why, but it must be a bit of a frustrating position, especially since, yeah, like the red team isn't even trying to take it. They're just saying like, yeah, keep it there, and then gets the hook in. Look at Zico, he's once again just standing there. Abathai's coming in for the slap, gets a shot. But yeah, Zico is still waiting. He wants that hook, he wants the gorge. This is like a little bit of a mean play that they have here. It's 11 kills against 2, and they're starting to get ahead in experience now as well. They need to be a bit careful though, because, well, in the end, there's also quite a few stacks that can be taken by Azmodan. And, well, if Rast now dies, which he does, that puts them again at a bit of a disadvantage here. Tyrande, with even more experience, so down at the bottom of the map, can always throw that owl cross map if really needed. But now the route against Quacknix, and the Duck needs to be careful. Zico is, yeah, apparently getting a little bit drunk on his Stitches right now. At least he's starting to miss a lot of the hooks that he has been throwing down with nearly 100% accuracy earlier. But Suris is there to help him out. The positioning not really good enough to make sure that he confirms the kill, or at least the corner position here with Artanis. So, yeah, definitely a bit of a funny start into the game that we have here. A lot of kills on top of that too. Now with both of the teams having level 10 available to them, we are seeing first of all the Rain of Vengeance. We have Twilight Dream from Malfurion. Azmodan with the Black Pool going for the extra damage here, making sure that especially that poke from a distance really hurts. And we're seeing at the same time now level 13 talents already on the board for the team in red, for our Swedes. So right now we're seeing them with Sprint taken. We have Mending Strikes even on the side of Zeratul. So trying to have a little bit more sustain since they are running this with an Abathur Tyrande, apparently a bit afraid. Yeah, there's the swap against Jaina, and immediately the globe. Well done by Zach, good shot, and that's the confirmed kill that they were looking for. Zico still has the opportunity to go for a quick hook, and he does that, goes for the Gorge, but Atanas could actually survive this. There's no more ammunition left on the bell tower up at the top here. And now we're seeing even the Twilight Dream just to cover the retreat safely, I assume, and to finish off the bell tower itself. And you can already tell that even though it was quite funny what we've seen by the Swedes up at the top lane, they are now in a situation where they have the exact same amount of experience or talent, not quite experience, but at least the same level as the opponent. And they are actually down in shots on the altar. So trolling a little bit around here has so far provided us with a very fun game, but for them not really paid off as much as they would have wanted to. Tempered by Discipline now taken for Vala. She's currently still at 19 stacks, so not really getting a lot of that, but trying to make up for that. Oh, the helping hand by Zico again. But this time Jaina is falling once more. So yeah, in level 13 we now have also Hedonism taken. So basically a pretty standard build for Asmodan, trying to go for the mana reduction first of all on level 4 for the Demon Warrior, and then later on for the Global Annihilation as well. And we have him of course with Sieging Wrath already completed. But you can already tell that Vala is not really going to get a lot out of the quest talent on level 4. And this is actually one of the biggest critiques against the talent, that you are, I don't really want to call him useless at this point, but that you are really struggling to get a lot of value out of the talent, whereas with Punishment, for example, you are just like giving value to your team the entire game long. And or if you go for the Q build on maps like Battlefield of Eternity, then of course it's a very different meta, but in this case you can't go for Tree of the Hunter anyways. So yeah, right now Vala still struggling to get the damage in here, 11 kills against 5. Asmodan actually taken out in the middle. Once again, we're seeing those hooks coming into play. Zico is doing really a fantastic job overall. And down here, on the other hand, there's the Void Prison. Zeratul still falling. Twilight Dream is in. And that's the copy already dying as well. Vala is down. Artanis jumps in, tries to put some pressure on Jaina. Quintus is also on the move, but they already lost 3 heroes. Make that 4 as the Haka is going down. And that is 15 kills against 6 right now with the level 16 talent in play. Abathur, on the other hand, went straight into a build focusing on the Symbiote. So he's currently trying to just make sure that especially Zeratul has a lot of sustain and is able to just put more and more pressure on the opponent's backline. So going straight for the pressurized glance on level 1, and then the Soma Transparency plus also the Amendment Spike. So slow plus heal. It's exactly what he wants here. Another altar channeled, and it's 4 shots against the blue team's core, with another one still being available on the map. The talent advantage that we now see for... They are trying it again! They're apparently trying it again. They're just like sitting there just saying like, alright boys, come on, come on. There we have it. The drag against Jaina. Rask has to be a bit careful. He has been a priority target for the opponent the entire game so far, and it worked out quite well. Talking, by the way, for just a moment about Zeratul, he went on level 4, on level 7, of course, into the wormhole. Now that Blizzard fixed that little bug that there was present in, I think, was it the last patch or was it the patch before? Not quite sure, but most Zeratul players went back to that particular build. Now with the Seething Hatred on Vala for level 16, that is another talent that can really just help you to get a little bit more damage in, or just to make sure that you have the damage or the increased damage a little bit faster. Now once that Farfire Quiver is in play, Vala will be a little bit safer on level 20. You can also of course go into even more damage if you really want to, but with this build in particular, having the safe distance to your opponent would probably be a pretty smart move to go for, unless of course Vala is completely determined to go for full on damage here. But the fight over the bell tower is still raging on. Tyrande is up at the top, shoots a couple of owls every now and then, and the ring combo! The Ring of Frost, the double kill in a 4 versus 5 scenario. Abathur up at the top again, but down goes Jaina, and they might even be able to get a kill not only against Zeratul but also against Zico. That doesn't happen. Quacknix helped again. Zico doing an absolute fantastic job the entire game already, just making it look like the trolling aside for a moment, but good hooks by him for sure, and also these saves that he has for his teammates are pretty valuable here. We're seeing with level 16, still no talent taken, by the way, for Artanis, and neither have we seen Malfurion go for his level 16. There we have it finally, the Titan Killer. Triple strikes, by the way, now too. So trying to put even more pressure onto that Stitchers that also went into indigestion here for the Ratchlings. We're having with the last bite as well. So a bit of cooldown reduction too. Down to the bottom, that altar is still safe, and especially the team in red is of course very interested in having that altar around as a bit of a bait for potential hooks here. So they're not even trying to go for it just yet. 18 kills against 7. Basically tell the tale. The one thing that they still have to be careful about though is that once Vala really hits level 20 and gets that talent complete, by the way, talking talent, we're having her on 34 stacks. Pretty much telling the story and explaining once again why that talent is a little bit less optimal than going for a talent like Punishment, for example. But once Vala has all of that done, especially Zico is going to be in trouble. So the more that the blue team is able to drag this out, the better their chances to really have an impact here. Since we are seeing the red team highly rely on those wombo combos that they have. And well, with Zeratul down and also Jaina dying, the kill against Malfurion might have been nice, but not really enough to turn this around. And that should be another bell tower in favor of the team in blue. Tyrande being all the way up at the top lane doesn't of course help the cause here, but Tyrande is basically like, this is a 5-man stack once again, like keep that in mind. It's not like they are having just a hero that or a player that refuses to play. They just simply have Smexy for the interrupts the entire time. He's trying to get extra experience at the top lane and pushing a bit too. Vala went through the bell tower down to the bottom. Level 20 versus 19 in just a few seconds. But that's a couple of shots fired thanks to the minions against the opponent's core. That's another bell tower now taken too. And it's 5 against 3 bell towers on the map at this point. So the blue team is gaining quite a bit of momentum in this. We're seeing them again with an interrupt. And this is really the annoying thing. You have hooks against you, you have Abathur Mines, there's the Owl flying in, then you have also the Celestial Wrath now on level 20. So there's so many interrupts for the red team that they can use to make sure that nobody is really going for the bell towers, that it was totally worth it to just simply have that split experience the entire time. Dehaka has been trying to counter-soak that as best as he can, but at this point, the one thing that the red team has to be really worried about is that they will eventually end up against an opponent at level 20 as well, and that could be a potential disaster in the long run. Especially since, of course, with these marks, when we're seeing Artanis just getting like more and more damage in. Zeratul, on the other hand, really pressuring Vala here, jumping away from the Rain of Vengeance and the Root, setting up Jaina once again with the ring, not even using it here. Doesn't really have to, at least thinks she doesn't have to, but there's Dehaka moving in for a potential kill. Abathur helps out Jaina for now. Dehaka in trouble, but so is Ziku, and that could be another Twilight Dream in 2 more seconds. There's the hook and the kill against Stitches. He basically hooked himself to death here. But once more we're seeing, Artanis moving in, kill for a kill. Now Zeratul is the only survivor here. Another Owl is hitting, but that's 4 kills for the red team. Level 20 is now finally there. And we actually have Rancor. Wow, Vala not even happy going into the Farfly Quiver to stay at a bit more of a safer distance. Really just going for full-on auto-attack damage here. Artanis falling to Quacknix. That combo together with Abathur is pretty deadly. Should probably not really have gone for that. Especially since he didn't even take his level 20 talent. He's a little bit late on a lot of these talents. We've seen that on level 16 too. Could have used that a little bit earlier here. When we're talking Artanis, or we've been talking Vala, we have 34 stacks by now against heroes. So that's another 56 that she needs. Not really a great game thus far for her, especially since we are having 6 kills against the frontline heroes, Dehaka and Artanis. Vala has, of course, a bit of a problem with that. There's Quacknix moving in, and Vala is eating a lot of damage and is finally falling once more. So Vala definitely under a lot of pressure here. Maybe even going for Gloom on level 13 would have been a good choice for her, but Tempered by Discipline is giving a little bit more sustain during long fights. The problem really is that Tempered by Discipline doesn't really do a whole lot for you. Gloom would have definitely been the better choice against the Wombo combo, since you won't really end up in a lot of fights that are long and drawn out. Like the entire setup that we see for the opponent is just like is Quacknix! And down he goes. Well, someone wanted to be a hero. Yeah, the entire setup that we are seeing for the red team is just basically all centering around wombo combos with Jaina or Zeratul annihilating someone with a quick few bursts. So Vala going into Gloom would have probably been a much better choice than just simply heading into the full-on auto attack build that hasn't really shown any impressive results just yet. 27 kills against 2, and well, we're already 18 minutes into the game, and at this point we have also at the top lane another bell tower being about to be annihilated. Oh, there was a pretty decent Twilight Dream and nearly a kill against Jaina. The Owl is missing Malfurion as Zico was angling for a potential hook against him, but yep, in this case can't really get that, and now Zico moved a little bit too far. Oh, Quintos with a miss on the drag! Now that's a problem, but Vala might be able to confirm the kill here with another vault if she gets that in. But he should die for sure, yeah. Okay, there we go. Asmodan is confirming it, takes it down. Stitches, by the way, went for the hungry Stitches. Again, this is a Team League game. We're not looking at a competitive match here, so this is just a match for a bit of fun. Artanis going into the Nexus Blades. And I mean, with Artanis going Nexus Blades now as well, we're seeing him here on Seasoned Marksman. He's starting to complete the talent. He's at 35. And the longer the game drags on, the better for him, of course, since his auto attack damage is just going to increase. Again, the kill against Vala. And this once again highlights just the importance of taking Gloom in such a situation. Maybe not against the Zeratul alone, but at least with the combo of Jaina being part of the equation too, it would be a talent you really need. Quacknick's basically saying, alright, you got this, bro. Zurus with the body blocks. They're giving Malfurion a bit of hope, and we're a little bit too cocky. Ah! We're a little bit too cocky, at least it looked like it, but nope, we have still the Owl of Smexy who just says, guys, I'm gonna end this right now. So Stitch is dying by the triple kill against the blue team. And we are 20 minutes in with 26 versus 28 points on the course. But of course, once more, we are seeing the red team just simply saying, like, why end this now? Let's go. A bit of bad timing there. And the kill against Jaina. So Jaina down. And can they kill Smexy? Abathar is back to business once again. Aquintos still feels confident that he can take her down. But Smexy gets away with 208 points. Zico wants the hook, I suppose. There's the vision already granted. Abathar Mines on the map, and he burrows away. Alright, Quacknix was trying to get in. The hook was flying too, but they couldn't really make it happen yet. Dehaka at the bot lane, on the other hand, finally stopped by Zeratul. So basically, Dehaka just burrowing into the wrong direction. He was taken down there nearly immediately. 38 by now on the side of Artanis, but we're having also Vala just like desperately trying to complete her talent. Getting hooked once again. This is one of those oh shit moments when you're just running. But in this case, there's no Zeratul around, there's no Jaina, no Tirana that can really capitalize on it. Zeratul already indicating here that the Void Prison is up again, so Wombo combo could potentially be played again. And they're just like womboing their way through. I mean, we have right now still that one bell tower, the one altar up on the map. Bell towers have been taken by the blue team, which forces Smexy at the top lane to try and regain one. Vala has been taken down again, and Quacknix doesn't stop there, but eliminates Malfurion too. 34 kills against 14. We're looking at level 23 at this point. And yeah, the blue team is starting to really... Well, they have been struggling for quite some time. They get their kills in too, but of course you can really tell how the red team is very much interested in just getting a high kill count and finishing the game quickly. And again, that could backfire over time. Look at the damage for a moment. The hero damage is at 23,000 for Vala, Asmodan is on 38, even Dehaka has more than Vala, and again, we're coming back to that build that is being used here. Talent optimization is a big deal in Heroes of the Storm. A lot of people think that it's just a minor thing and that a lot of builds are viable, but it just always depends on what kind of level you play at and what you really want. So talent optimization is going to be something that people should focus on a lot, especially if you want to improve. Just copy the pros and see what they can do with the hero, and at this point it's already pretty evident that especially Zeratul is having a huge impact on the game. Even though he died a couple of times, 5 times in total, the damage output and the kill count that we have on the side of Quacknix is pretty impressive. And especially Vala has been a priority target, as has been Malfurion, both of them really struggling to stay alive against him. The bell tower is still kept alive here, and the Clown Fiesta game continues with another... the altar is still up here, and the bell tower has been taken. So the Clown Fiesta game continues a little bit, with now the top lane being pushed by Smexy, who starts to move in for... Yep, bell tower number... sorry, counting it hard. Bell tower number 5. Got a little bit thrown off by the 5 down here, but then of course the core counts too. So there's one missing in the mid lane. 37 kills against 15. Another hook! Ziku just like going for the beast mode. The Bolts of the Storm that we have on level 20 for not only Asmodan but also of course Malfurion really help on the other hand to deal with those hooks. So quick reaction, they can make that work. Smexy at the top is was saying like, guys, I'm gonna solo now. I'm gonna solo the boss, and had to realize pretty quickly that that was a pretty bad idea. Abathar, I suppose, helped out a bit too, but it was just not enough to really deal with the situation here. So when we're looking at the entire setup, we are seeing again bell towers being reclaimed. We have Atanis with his talent completed, by the way, so Seasoned Marksman is up. Oh, there is Quatnix, but dodging the quick root on the ground, and that really helped. Once again, we're seeing also the Pressure Pulse being used, and the silence, but Malfurion is still down, so is Jaina on the other hand. Jaina really dying a lot here. I mean, she is the target and has basically jumped in every single fight. Yeah, it seems like Vala is dying as well. That Singularity Spike, you might have seen it at the bottom left. Just hit her in the last moment. And also, we're still seeing a bit of a battle between Quacknix and Asmodan. But, yep, there's another quick hit. Quacknix can always jump back, especially since they claimed the bell tower in the middle of the map. He can easily escape here. Vala is still just like dying all over the place and is only at 45 hits against 0. So this is starting to become really worrisome for them. The damage output just isn't there. Farfly Quiver, it's, I mean, yes, you have a hook against you, so that talent allows you to maybe position yourself a little bit better and stay farther back. It didn't really take it, went for the full damage, but you can really tell that it's not working out at all for her. 25,000 damage is absolutely nothing. So Vala having like no impact whatsoever to the game at this point. The only hero, by the way, or the only two heroes that haven't really died just yet in this match are Smexy and also Abathar. Smexy still looking at 73,000 damage, especially thanks to the Owls and his level 20 improvement on the ult, of course. So that gives him, at this point at least, the second highest damage on the team. And as I say, Zeratul overtakes her just for a second. But the story is still that these Owls hurt, and especially going for the level 20 here with the Starfall, that is pretty brutal too. Able to move back here, and we are seeing at the same time now lanes being pushed out again by the blue team. And they still have a chance to come back in this. Now, we've seen a lot of trolling, a lot of Clown Fiesta. Again, this is just more of a fun game. But at the same time, the one thing that we have to also point out again is that this game can turn. Of course, we're having 40 kills against 16, but once that Vala, if she at some point completes her talent, she might be in a position to dish out the damage that they need. That needs to be a little... Oh! The hook again! And the quick burrow, even dodging the Blizzard at least one of the waves. So job well done, getting the heals in thanks to the one who collects. Vala is still trying to complete the talent, and up to the top lane we're seeing Smexy just like completely split-soaking the entire time. Doing fairly well for the team. I mean, they are completely rocking it here. And I mean, if you just look at like the siege damage, for example, on the side of the Randa, you already know what she's been playing. 136,000. There's again a Starfall being used, or the Celestial Wrath. Once again, the Gorge being applied too. They're jumping on Stitches, and that's the end of him. Zico goes down, and that should be Rask as well. So there's another kill against Jaina, and that's a double kill, and that's a little bit of momentum that they finally get, and they're starting to go for the channel. But Suris is still there, so is Quacknix, so the double Zeratul with a copy on Abathar. Yep, they're jumping in against Atanis, trying to get the kill here. Quick swaps everywhere. Heals are coming in too. The shield is active. Down goes Quatnix, and the copy is eliminated as well. Again, another Owl traveling cross-map, but this is going to be an altar in their favor, and Abathar now dying as well. Asmodan is starting to get value. He's pushing through the entire time still. Tyrande is ready for the Starfall, but just doesn't have a chance to use it just yet to complete or to just like cancel the channel in the middle once more. So yeah, Vala is by now at 47 stacks, so she's nearly halfway, 27 minutes in, so yeah, congratulations. Another 27 minutes and we're going to see her on 100. At the same time now, we're having the mid lane push through, the bot lane push through, and this is more or less already highlighting what I've been talking about a bit earlier. This could still turn around, because we are going to see the red team chase bell towers. They're going to chase those very, very soon. So at this point, we're having in the mid lane Smexy doing his thing again. And I mean, we've been talking about Tyrande, of course, a bit. I haven't really highlighted the build too much, but Lunar Momentum has been taken. Full cooldown reduction build with the Empower here taken on level 1-2. This is basically the traditional heal build that we have on Tyrande that also provides the most damage for the hero. I guess one exception is that sometimes we see a Searing Arrow build that's normally taken when you're trying to go for huge single target damage. You occasionally see it on Battlefield of Eternity, but normally when a Tyrande is played, this is one of the preferred builds for her, and for very good reason, as you could already see on the stats for Smexy earlier in the game. Bell Tower is now taken once more, but if you look at the core damage, then we have 28 versus 18 now, and that's basically thanks to the Bell Tower just now claimed, and all of the damage that Asmodan has been able to dish out. Talking Asmodan, yep, he is in a bit of trouble here. Double copy, one copy, and therefore the double Zeratul. Void Prison is already set up, and Asmodan is dying, but that Bell Tower is very likely, well, maybe not falling just yet. If that minion goes through, then it's definitely going to die. And yep, that's the case just now. So does Malfurion on the other hand, and that's another triple kill at this point versus the blue team. In the middle of the map, Rask was under a bit of pressure, but there was just nothing that they could really do. And it actually is blowing my mind how Vala cannot complete her talent. I mean, like, let's be honest for a second. She's still at 47. How do you not get any hits? I mean, if you know you're already dying, at least turn around and get a couple of those. Dude, come on. You need to do a bit more damage. This is getting ridiculous. Vala is at 10 deaths and 28,000 damage. Malfurion is threatening to overtake Vala in damage output. This is getting a little bit crazy here. Quacknix is currently trying to take the opponent's camps, 20 kills against 45. And when we're talking stats, then I think we should highlight once again that especially Tyrande, after Abathar, is the highest damage dealer in the team. And also has the highest siege damage, and by a lot. That's because Smexy is just cross-mapped nearly the entire time, shooting owls. And with the setup that they played, actually works out for them. Yeah, Skorfgard over here. Let's look at his stacks for a moment. He's at 50 damage. And Artanis is the heaviest damage dealer on the team. We're seeing him currently at 62,000. Vala is basically non-existent in this game. But basically what Vala is doing... Again, if Vala starts to position herself a little bit better and gets the talent completed, I can totally see her having a massive impact in the late game. If she can be kept alive against Zeratul, so she didn't take Gloom or any kind of sustained talents with this, for that matter. But the one thing that I want to highlight here is that Vala right now is just basically there to soak a bit of damage. If she soaks an ability or two of the opponent's team, then that's already a good thing. So Vala is once again there, getting an auto attack in. I like it. There was one auto attack, 48 and counting. Okay, cool, we're getting there. Did you get another one? That's the big question. So, come on, baby, you can do it. No, stop running. Come on. Yeah, one. Nice. Another auto attack. Fantastic. David is getting there. David is slowly and steadily getting there. And another auto attack. Oh, the big moves. Look at that. Hitting 3 in the last minute. That's awesome. So, David is trying to run away again. Gets another 2 auto attacks in before dying. So at that rate, another 10, 15 deaths, and he's going to have the talent completed. Asmodan is down, but so is also Jaina. And I mean, let's face it, Raz did not have a good game here. How many times did Jaina actually die? Let me have a quick look at that. 10 times. 10 times. Jaina died 10 times overall. Even Abathar died. Smexy is the only one who didn't die. We're seeing Zico also in trouble right now. And actually this time Artanis... Oh, come on, dude. You're better than that. Artanis should get the kill here. I should have gotten the kill. There we go. And no, we don't. But Malfurion is there. It's just like, do I have to do everything? And just gets the Moonfire in. But yeah, that's not over. Quacknix is getting a bit greedy and tries to move in and says like, I got this, boys. And it's like, help! I don't have it after all. So yeah, for a moment he was thinking he could maybe take Malfurion down. They have to start to be a bit careful. It's 13 points on the core against 28, and of course they dominate the kill count, but if they wait too long, they might actually end up losing this after all. Yeah, there's suppression pulls, silence as well with the isolation! And Aquintus is so scared of the owl that he doesn't even move in for the kill. I doubt that he would have gotten it. I suppose that the blink cooldown would have been ready in time, but at this point... So, looking at the talents, just so that you guys can have another quick look at that. Did we actually see Hungry Stitches playing a role? Yeah, that's where the build excels. Exactly it. Going for the camps. That's great. I think Vala maybe going for the build here just so that she can solo the boss at some point. That definitely works. Malfurion down, so is Jaina, and Atan is unfortunately dying as well. I mean, we are currently at a phase of the game where every single kill really matters since the death timers are so high by now. Down to the bottom of the map, Vala again to get that death. There's double Zeratul. Guess how long Vala is going to survive. Not long, let's just put it like that. And you would have thought that she learned her lesson by now, but not the best game of her. Getting a bit unfortunate here, I suppose. I mean, it happens. So for now, we're seeing Quacknix dancing a little bit and confirming the kill after all. I already knew that Quacknix. I mean, the duck. He's the beatbox duck. Like he has the skills. You could already see that. So yeah, Quacknix getting a little bit more damage in, getting the kills here, but now it's basically time for the altars again. And Smexy just doing a Smexy thing. Smexy being like all over the place, sitting like guys, I got the bell towers, I'm gonna throw owls. You do your thing. If you need a Celestial Wrath, I'm your guy. We're at 33 minutes into the game, and I just want to highlight that this is the fifth bell tower phase that we have. The first and the fifth wave are triple altars on the map, and this is the fifth one. With all the delaying tactics that we had so far, the Clown Fiesta continues. We had, by the way, Battleborn taken, and yeah, there's the swap. Good choice. Well done. It was a good swap for sure. Zico finds himself in quite a bit of trouble, and this should actually be the end of him. Yeah, he's gonna fall. Twilight Dream may be a bit overkill, but we all know there's no kill like overkill. Should have saved that for Quacknix jumping in. That's the end of Malfurion. But it could also be the end of, again, Jaina. In this case, surviving. The Void Prison in the back is giving a bit of survivability. We're seeing, Vala on 54 stacks by now. There we go. One auto attack, two auto attack. Look at that! That was just 7 auto attacks in a row against heroes. I'm proud of her. I mean, she's still dying, but at that rate, it could actually happen. Smexy getting away, and the stun! No, needs no stun. The owl is all you need. Okay, Sirius just like suiciding there a little bit. We have one bell tower, by the way, taken. 24 against 13, that's the count right now. Zac on his Asmodan is still thinking about interrupting. The problem is if he goes in too far, he is going to regret it. But those things hurt. And that actually is even like better for delaying. So having that little minion there would really help if it wasn't so straight up stupid and refused to go onto the heroes. So another 4 shots fired, and that's 20 versus 13 now. Talking for just a second about Artanis, by the way. He's at 58 extra damage. So, of course, like with Season Marksman being completed, you get your auto attack speed, which is absolutely great. But it's also about the extra damage here, especially when you go for a talent like the Titan Killer. The pressure against a hero like Stitches is pretty severe. So that's something that he's really banking his hopes on right now. And it reflects in the damage, of course, as well. As you can see here, Artanis is at 103,000 damage at this point. 12 deaths on him. So yeah, they kind of share that, at least all of them. Smexy's still the only one who didn't die thus far. I mean, we already know who the MVP of the game is, I suppose. Quacknix down here is attempting... What? I mean, okay, but yeah, he's attempting to get another kill. And the counter kill potential. Look at that! That was actually not too bad. Trying to get the kill against Jaina. Jaina barely getting away. I guess Asmodan, if you would have like realized a little bit faster, could have tried to get a globe in. But nice, good move. I like the move on the side of Artanis, but I also think that Jaina did actually a pretty decent job with a quick ice block here to dodge it. So yeah, the pressure is on again. In they go, and we have Void Prison already activated. Well, that's the kill against Zeratul, a kill against Jaina. And all of a sudden, we are seeing the bell towers down to the bot lane, wide open again. Artanis needs to be very careful that he doesn't get hooked in now. But if he can get the swap, of course, that would be pretty good for them too. Another 3 shots fired against the blue core. And that was the channel up at the top lane. Aquintus was a bit too late for that. But with them taking the bell tower at the bot lane, it didn't really hurt too much. So 17 versus 13 right now. Stacking process continues. 66 on the side of Vala by now. We're having a Zac and Malfurion doing a few more camps, which will put pressure onto the red team. So the Swedes at this point are probably just slowly and steadily saying, you know what guys, we should probably just end this. 28 in levels versus 27. 55 kills against 36. And the blue team is just saying, like guys, strength in numbers. Strength in numbers. let's just move as 5 and try to take these bad boys down. And they get another bell tower in the middle, and they will also, of course, claim the one up to the top lane, as you can already see, since it does have like nearly no HP left whatsoever. At the bot lane, Snexy is still the only one, but he has also to deal with all of those camps that we have there. They go for the boss as well. Now there's the nom 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 nom, and the Celestial Wrath is in too. I'm not really too happy with that move that we see on their part here, but that is where Vala again shines with all that attack damage. Asmodan, of course, is falling here. He's been hooked and gorged by Stitches, but at least that's another couple of shots fired. And this is actually starting to get close, because for just a brief time, all bell towers on the map were under the control of the blue team. That's a lot of shots fired. 4 against 17. And yeah, you can troll the half the game, but if at the end of the match your opponent wins, then was it really worth it? I suppose like they have fun one way or another, but I think there's enough competitive spirit in these bad boys that they are going to try and end this now. So this is getting a little bit too close for comfort, especially with all of those camps marching towards the core now too. We have still Zeratul trying to see if he can maybe get a quick and cheeky kill there. Not so much. Quacknix actually finds himself under a bit of pressure, under a lot of pressure. If that root would have hit by Malfurion, that would have been the end of it. Once again, we have a combo potentially with the Ring of Frost, but Rask not hitting that properly, so not getting a kill out of it. The copy is being dragged for a second. Artanis is moving in. They're trying to get the kill here. Asmodan is still not with them. Maybe not the fight they should take here, but they are trying to, and it costs them the front line. Artanis is down up to the top. Tyrande still throwing everything that she has. We have Vala at 74. Order attack stacks already for the Creed of the Hunter. I'm really rooting for her. I'm really rooting for Vala. I want her to get the talent before the game's over, to get the value. And there we go. Come on! Gets the kill in! And 80 stacks. 20 missing. Look at Vala, that beast. Gets the counter kill. There's another quick interrupt. Okay, so we're having Asmodan actually starting to delay that as long as he can. The problem is that Quacknix is once again in here. Bolt of the Storm being used. Yeah, there's the quick laser. Laser! And Quacknix nearly falling here. Without the help of Abathar, he would have been a goner. But he's still able to take down Asmodan, and it's a team wipe. 13 against 4. That's currently the points on the course. And for now, we have also level 30 just around the corner. So we're going to be maxed out on that. To give you a bit of an update on the damage, we are looking at 276,000 siege damage for Tyrande. We're having her at 163,000 damage, thanks to the Celestial Wrath and those constant owls that he's shooting across the map. And yeah, it works really well for them. I mean, think about it. Vala is basically, Tyrande is basically sitting at the top, getting one auto attack in after another, reducing the cooldown on the owl. Every single owl hit also reduces the cooldown. So all that he basically does is just simply split push and make sure that he shoots owls across the map and uses the Celestial Wrath after 20. You probably shouldn't do that in a random Hero League game, but in this setup it actually does work. Yeah, what also did work was that arrow that just finished off Quacknix. So Zeratul is dead, and all of a sudden we have a 5 versus 4 situation on the map, and the copy on Abathar is down too. So there's only 4 points on the core. I want to highlight that again. The only thing that you have to do is get one good altar phase, and that's basically it. With them just bursting down these bell towers that have been claimed by the Swedish team, they have a pretty good shot at making that happen, if there is such a situation. So the hooks need to be dodged at this point. Yep, there's the hook and the Bolt of the Storm, but I think he's gonna die anyways, isn't he? Yeah, a little bit far off on the map. I don't really think it's the smartest idea to be solo on the map at this point. Yeah, exactly, Finkuba. I have no clue what that means, but I agree. And that exclamation mark makes it even more important. Yeah, there's the swap. Not really the greatest. The hook, too. The Haka is in. Celestial Wrath. Is it the first death of? Yes! Smexy died! Smexy died for the first time in the game. And as a counter measure, we had 2 kills against the blue team that once again tried to fight 4 versus 5 here, which they probably shouldn't have. Yeah, over there. Artanis! Come on, dude! Artanis is at 69 extra damage at this point, which is not too shabby. 69 extra damage is actually like pretty good. And that's the kill against Vala again. Vala, by the way, just to point it out, has not completed Creed of the Hunter yet. We're looking at 81 damage, or 81 stacks. How much damage does Vala have? Has Malfurion now taken over? Nah, it's close though. 41,000 for Vala. That's basically, if we list all 10 heroes on the map, then Vala is currently on rank 9 and in hero damage, and the only one that is below her is good old Malfurion. And I actually think he could have probably boosted his damage a little bit if he just spams out or tries to spam out his Twilight Dream a little bit more often. And he has a solid shot at overtaking her. So what's the top lane? Another bell tower claimed. And that puts us into a situation where 6 bell towers are up against only 2. The owl again, and look at that damage. Ouch, that hurts. Yeah, that's exactly what Snexy gets most of his damage from. But the bell tower has been reclaimed. Level 30, which is, by the way, the max level, in case that you have never seen that before. Good hook again. The haka shaka laka with a quick burrow. And yeah, stopping that a bit too early. And again, Richard. Feels bad, man. Well, but at the same time, we're having Artanis with 133,000 damage. Artanis currently doing very well with that. 200, look at the roll. 235,000 damage block. Compare that with Stitches. I like the idea, but not really working out. They're throwing their lives away too much. I really think they had a bit of a shot of actually winning the game at this point. But if they continue to play like this, I just don't see it happening any longer. But I really feel like they had a bit of an opportunity if they just would stop moving into these 4 versus 5 fights. So if you take anything from this game, guys, then it's just basically 2 lessons that I really want to push out there. A, don't take Creed of the Hunter, it's a shit talent, even though Vala didn't really excel at using it here, but the talent is still garbage compared to what you can contribute to your team if you don't go for it, if you look at the alternatives. And B, just move as 5 on the map. Don't go into these weird scenarios where you just greed for a kill and you all of a sudden start to stagger your deaths and then you end up falling farther and farther behind. Because yes, of course there's a huge discrepancy in skill between the 2 teams here, and this is more of a fun game than anything else. But at the same time, there was actually like a real shot for the blue team to take this. If they would have just used the advantages they had when they were able to get a kill and then start to move into 5 versus 5 scenarios. The game still isn't over, by the way, but with setups like this for a good Rain of Vengeance, for a good Ring of Frost, it just seems unlikely that it's going to end in favor of the blue team. Yeah, there's another triple kill and just no counter pressure at this point. So 71 kills against 29, that puts us at 100 kills in total. And again, just very unfortunate fight at the top lane here, because in the end it was not on even numbers, and that's what you want at this point. This late in the game, I mean 45 minutes in, you want to fight 5 versus 5 battles. You don't really want to end up in these 4 versus 3, 5 versus 4 situations where the opponent can just simply completely dictate the pace of the game. And with the globals, of course, you can split the Haka from the rest of the team and just burrow him in whenever you need to. But right now, they are just losing way too many heroes in situations where it just shouldn't happen. Safe than sorry, uses the ult here real quickly, but I'm not quite sure if that's the smartest smartest position to go for the B back. Alright, the top lane is still being pressured, and Azmodan is just like trying to delay it for as long as he can, but eventually that tower is of course lost. They still have 2 available to them, so it's not the end of the game just yet. 8 points against 4. It's still only 1 fight that you need to win. I mean, let's face it, if you win the fight at the bot lane right now, you can end the game. You can actually do that. You need just to claim 1 bell tower, that's all that you have to do. You go for the fight at the bot lane, you can take it, or you just wait for the next phase. Both is absolutely fine here. They need to take at least 1 of those bell towers though, because they are starting to get shots fired across the map since all of them are being lost here. That's the boss that is being taken as well now, and that situation is even worse than the one before. Down goes Tyrande though, and that's a really good globe. Nice globe of annihilation, but unfortunately for them, they were a bit too greedy here. I can understand the play, but it would have been much better for them to just wait until the opponent shows at the bot lane at the altar if they have perfect vision. They didn't really have that, so it's a team wipe against them. And yeah, that should actually be the end of it, shouldn't it? I mean, let me have a quick look. 3 against 4. Yeah, you just go for the channel and you're done with it. But apparently they don't really want to do that. Zico is just like trolling around trying to kill Suris with a hook into that. That didn't really happen either. But overall... Yes! No! That failed. Alright, so they're just going for a bit of Clown Fiesta to the end of the game. I want to say that it's pretty impressive that a Tyrande actually ends up with 310,000 siege damage, just saying. Vala, by the way, is on 44,000 damage against 40,000 on Malfurion. Not going to comment on that any further, but I think it's suffice to say that she has not completed her level 4 stacking talent yet. Yeah. Also, guys, I mean, even all jokes aside, even if you go into an auto attack build, it's completely understandable that you're tempted to go into tempered for discipline. Or tempered by discipline. But guys, do yourself a favor. If you have a wombo combo that is heavily reliant on spell damage on the opponent's team, please take Gloom. I'm speaking for all the allies that you're gonna have in future. In your face! Get wrecked, son. Alright, I'm speaking for all the allies that you're gonna have in future games. Please take Gloom. I want to just quickly point out that we have 14 deaths on Jaina, but I also want to just highlight that Smexy has basically been on the opposite side of the map the entire game. So Jaina was like the only real squishy target that presented itself in every single fight. So I think we have... It was maybe not the best game that Rask has played so far, but I think you have to put that into perspective, since, yeah, that was a bit brutal. Jaina is... like, Mala, come on, dude. Why do you stand? Why do you keep standing there? You could have moved out. You could have moved out and saved yourself. Vala, come on. Like, what? That's just straight up griefing right there. So yeah, at this point, I mean, that should really be the end of it now. 3 deaths, only 1 dead on the opponent's side. Zac goes in. Smexy is still dealing with the minions here. Having Artanis back to business. I guess he can move back out. Yes, helps out for a moment. Could have interrupted here too, but Aquintos is still in trouble. Misses the drag. That's just adding insult to injury here. 87 stacks on Vala, and they don't want to end the game just yet. Someone is having fun here. Quacknix, on the other hand, is really eating the damage on Artanis' side right now. But Vala is at 87 stacks, and if I was at Tannis, I would probably be a little bit pissed. I mean, he's at 73 extra damage. His damage output is 150,000. I mean, just think about that for a moment. Tannis is dead now too, but this guy has 150,000 hero damage, twice as much as he has 3 times as much damage as Vala. You know, that's something. Like what? I mean, come on, that's just straight up mean. I guess Rask is just at this point showing himself here to try and bait someone in. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Not with the Altar being at the bottom of the map, as much as Avatar would like to have that. Yeah, okay, so Vala. Vala? 91! Vala is at 91! Guys, there's a chance. There is a chance she's going to end up... No, not like this. 95, by the way. 95 Creed of the Hunter stacks. I'm not quite sure when she put the last few in, but come on, the dream, guys, the dream is real. 100 hits against heroes, 50-minute games, and Vala hasn't hit heroes. But Vala went for an auto attack build, and in a 50-minute long game, she hasn't hit 100 auto attacks. That's impressive, to say the least. Wow, that was a close call there. So the altar is still there, and yeah, I mean, Happy New Year's, boys. Happy New Year's. If this is the way that your New Year starts, I guess if you're on the red team, that's a pretty fun way to start it. But if you're on the opponent's line, then at some point you probably think like, well, really. For me, the crucial thing is they can still win this game if they just would move West 5 at some point. That's what really makes it a bit sad. They had their chances. It's not like they're going completely trolled and have absolutely no chance of winning the game. They had opportunities in this match to just move West 5, put the effort in, and then end it. But I guess if you played a 50-minute game and you end up in this situation, at some point it's so much Clown Fiesta that you're just completely in the zone and you can't even think straight any longer. So I can at least understand that. The boss is up, so it could be decided that boss, just saying, boss could actually be taken. Abathar is taking a position down at the bot lane, so that no matter what happens, he has a good chance here. Oh! The kill against Zeratul. So Zeratul is down, and we have 100. We have guys, the game's over. Game's over. Vala has 100 stacks. This is it. This is it. Now the blue team cannot lose anymore. Is he getting slapped? Please slap him. Okay, there's the shots. That's 3 shots, by the way. 1 more and they would have just lost the game. If this bell tower would have been taken just 2 seconds earlier, the game would be over. If this bell tower is taken 2 seconds earlier, it's GG and the blue team wins the game. Now, yeah, we still have 1 versus 3 points on the core, but the boss is up, 2 heroes down. Vala is on the run again. And look how the damage is looking. I mean, it's fantastic. 53,000 right now. That's nearly a third of what Atanas has. Getting there. Totally getting there. So this one also gonna... Oh, and I think we have a winner! Oh, that looks a bit rough. Dehaka! No! Hooks him in, but this is game. So yeah, GG, and I guess well played. A fun game to start off 2017, guys. It's a little bit unorthodox as a match, but it was kind of funny, so I hope that you enjoyed that, even though, of course, it was a full Clown Fiesta game. But yeah, Abathur, the MVP of the game, Surius with his 22 kills, so GG will play, boys, and yeah, I hope that you have a good start into the new year, and I'm gonna see you guys soon.